I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on solutions to GCSE test paper. Here is part 2 in which we are going to solve question number 17 to 30. So these are application questions. Each question is normally 2 marks. You have to answer in black ink. However, I'm going to use colored pens just for the demonstration purpose and to explain the concepts. Question number 17 is, there are 3 cards in box A and 3 cards in box B. There is a number on each card. Ryan takes at random a card from box A and a card from box B. He adds together the numbers on the 2 cards to get a total score. Work out the probability that the total score is an odd number. Now for this, it's better to make a table of combinations, right? So we have 3 cards in box A, we have 3 cards in box B, right? And we have to add them to figure out what number do we get, whether it is odd or even. So we are doing this operation of add. Let's say in box A, we have these 3 numbers, 3, 4, and 5. And in box B, we have these numbers 2, 3, and 9. So when you add them, what do you get? So let's fill this up. So adding 3 to these numbers will give us 5, 6, and 12. Adding 4 will give us 6, 7, and 13. Adding 5 will give us 7, 8, and 14. Correct? We need to work out the probability that the total score is an odd number. So there are 9 total combinations. The odd numbers are 5, 7, and 13, right? So we have 4 of them as odd numbers. And therefore, the probability that the total score is an odd number is going to be 4 out of 9. Clear? So that is going to be our answers. We'll write down our answer and move forward. Question number 18. Harry, Regan, and Kalen shares 450 pounds in the ratio of 2:5:3. How much money does Kalen get? So for ratio questions, we basically are saying that 2 times x plus 5 times x plus 3 times x should be equal to 450, right? So that is how you can interpret this. So when you add them all, we get 7 and 3, 10. So 10 times x is 450. So x is 450 divided by 10. So x is basically 45. Now we are interested in finding how much will Kalen get. So that is this ratio, last one, right? 3 times x. So now we can write down that Kalen gets 3 times x, right? 3 times x means 3 times 45. Correct? So that is equal to 135. Correct? Pounds. So that is how we are going to answer it. Question number 19. Here is a list of ingredients for making 16 flapjacks. Ingredients for 16 flapjacks is 120 grams of butter, 140 grams of brown sugar, 250 grams of oats, 2 tablespoons of syrup. Jenny wants to make 24 flapjacks. Work out how much of each of the ingredients she needs. Now, from 16, getting to 24 will be difficult, right? So what we should do here is we can actually divide this by 2. So we'll get how much for 8, right? And then we'll multiply by 3, right? So we'll do it in 2 steps. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So we'll write each ingredient for 8. And then we are going to multiply this by 3 to get the answer for 24. Is that clear? So that is the strategy. So dividing by 2, since calculator is not allowed, so you should do some simple calculations. So half of this will be what? So 60, half of this is 70, then 125 and 1. And times it by 3 now to get it for 24. 3 times 6 is 18, 21 and 1 0, 3 times. So 3 times 5, 15, 5, 1, 3 times 2, 6 and 1, 7, 3 times 1 is 3, and this is 3. Is that clear to you? So that is our answer, correct? So we can write these values in the space provided. So butter will be 180 grams, brown sugar 210, 375 grams of oats and 3 tablespoons, right? So let's move on and take the next question, which is question number 20. Now this is 3-mark question here. Now it says, Amy and Josh use a calculator to work out 395 divided by 4.08 square plus 5.3. Amy's answer is 27 point something and Josh's answer is 271 point something. One of these answer is correct. Use approximation. So we need to use approximation to find out which answer is correct. So let's round them, right? So 595 could be rounded as 600, correct? 4.08 square round to 4 will give us 16, right? So we'll write 4 square as 16 and we are going to add 5 to it, correct? Okay. So that is approximation. So we will further approximate this. We need to just estimate whether it is in 20s or in 200s, right? So 600 and the denominator we can approximate is as 20, right? So we'll just down it, right? Basically it is 21, but we'll use 2. And so we get approximate calculation as 30. Do you see that? So of course 30 means 27.1115 is better answer, accurate answer. Good. Now question number 21 is work out all this, give your answer in standard form, right? So that is kind of important to understand. So let's multiply these. So what we get here is, let me rewrite and show you the work. 0.06 times 0.0003 divided by 0.01, correct? Now as far as these decimals are concerned, 06 and 01, we can kind of get rid of these, right? So what we get here is 6 divided by 1, which is just 6, correct? Times, we have 3 times 10 to the power of. So if I have to write this as 3, I will write 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 10 to the power of minus 4. Is that clear to you? So that is how we are going to write. So 6 times 3 is 18 times 10 to the power of minus 4. In standard form, we have to write a number which is less than 10, right? So we'll write 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 3, right? Does it make sense to you? So that is how we are going to write this answer. Perfect. So 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 3 will be your solution. Now let's take the next question, which is question number 22. Work out. So we have to add this fraction 2 over 5 plus 1 over 4. You take common denominator, which is 20, right? So we can take 20. To make it 20, we have to multiply by 4. So 8 plus this by 5. And what we get here is 13 over 20. So we can write this in the space provided. Next is write down the value of 2 to the power of minus 3. So 2 to the power of minus 3 will be 1 over 2 cubed, which is 1 over 8. So that is our answer. Next is write 36 as product of its prime factors. So basically we have to do prime factorization. So 36 could be written as, so 3 times 12 and 3 times 4 and 4 as 2 times 2. So the prime factorization will be 36 is equal to 3 times 3 times 2 times 2, or we could write 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. We could also write this as 2 square times 3 square, correct? So that is what it is. We'll write this as 2 square times 3 square, correct? So 4 times 9 is 36. So that is the check. Question number 24. This is a 4-mark question, okay? So this is a 4-mark question. Let's see how to answer this. Carrier is 7 years older than J. So as you read, we can say K is J plus 7. Is it where K is a variable defining the age of carrier and J for J. Martha is twice as old as K. So Martha is twice K. The sum of their 3 ages is 77. That means we are saying K plus J plus Martha is 77. Find the ratio of J's age to carrier's age to. So we have to find the ratio of J's age to carrier's age to Martha's age. That's what we need to find. So let's figure out their ages. So for that, we should be writing all this in one variable, correct? So let's write them in terms of J. So Martha is 2 times K. We can write Martha as 2 times J plus 7, which is 2 times J plus 14. Is that clear? So we have everything in terms of J's age. So we can actually now write down the numbers. So we have K as J plus 7. J is J. Martha is 2J plus 14 is equal to 77, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4J plus 21 is 77. 4J is 77 minus 21, which is 6, and then we have 56. So J is 56 divided by 4, which is 4 times 1, and then we 16 means 4 times 4, 14, right? So J is 14. Now if J is 14, we know J is 14. K will be equals to 14 plus 7, which is 21. And M is twice K, that means 42. Correct? So find the ratio of J's age to carrier's age to Martha's age. So that becomes, we could simplify this dividing by 2. 7, right? So 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 3, and 7 times 6 is 42. So we get our answer, and that is J is to K is to M is equal to 2 is to 3 is to 6. Clear? Now the next question, question number 25. So we are given a sketch here where ABCD is a parallelogram. So ABCD is a parallelogram. EDC is a straight line. So it's a transverse line which cuts this two parallel lines. Okay. F is a point on AD, so that BFE is also a straight line. Angle EFD is 35 as mentioned. Angle DCB is 75 as mentioned. Show that the angle ABF, we have to find this angle, is 70 degrees. Give reasons, right? Now, basically, we need to find this particular angle, and we have given the value, which is 70. So we could begin by, so this is a parallelogram. So this angle, how much should that be? So angle FAB should be equal to angle DCB, and that is given to 75 degrees, right? So these are opposite angles in a parallelogram. they are always equal, right? So this is 75 degrees. Correct? So that is one we get with the reason, right? Normally you could have two columns and do it, but I want to complete in this space. Now this angle here, which is AFB, angle AFB is equal to 35 degrees. It's vertically opposite angle. They're always equal, right? Now, so this is 35 degrees. So the angle which we need is angle ABF, that should be equal to 180 degrees minus 35 degrees minus 75 degrees, and that is equal to 70 degrees, right? Since sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So these are the reasons which you should give. A better way, of course, is you should make two columns here, write these statements here and reasons here, right? So you could say reasons, and here you can say proof. Correct? So you could do it in two columns, which is a standard way of doing. Here is question number 26. The diagram shows a logo made from 3 circles. Each circle has center O. Daisy says that exactly 1/3 of the logos is shaded. Is Daisy correct? You must show all your work. So basically we need to find the area of this and compare with the total area. So first step could be find the radius of each circle. So the bigger circle here is 4 plus 3 plus 3, which is 10 centimeters. The circle, which is the middle one, outer radius is 4 plus 3, which is 7, and the smaller one is given to us as 4. So let's find area of each. So area for the big one is, the formula is pi times r square. So here the radius is 10, so we can say pi times 10 square, and that gives you 100 pi. Area for this circle, from O to this circle, will be, we'll call this as medium, M, okay. So it'll be pi times 7 square, which is 49 pi, and area for the smaller one will be pi times 4 square, which is 16 pi, correct? So what is the area of shaded portion? So area of shaded will be area of this minus that. So area of middle minus area of small, correct? So which is 49 minus 16 pi minus 16 pi. So 49 minus 16 is 33 pi. So that is what it is. And if we need to find the ratio, then the ratio is what? The ratio of big over shaded will be, sorry, shaded over big, right? So we have to, let's calculate ratio here. So ratio of shaded over, I should say area of shaded over area of big circle, the entire shape. So shaded is 33 pi, and the entire is the big one, which is 100 pi for us. So we get a ratio which is 33 over 100, which is not equal to 1/3. Clear? It is very close though, right? You should understand that 1/3 is basically 0.3333, right? 3 recurring, but not 33, right? Over 100, correct? This is 0.33. This is exactly 33. Since the word exactly has been used, it is almost 1/3, but it's not exactly, right? So that is how you could prove it. So I hope that is absolutely clear. Let's move on and take question number 27, which is, the table shows information about weekly earnings of 20 people who work in a shop. So total is 20. Work out an estimate for the mean of weekly earnings. So we have to find mean value of weekly earnings. So in such cases, we need to find the middle value, right, and multiply by each, which is the frequency. Since we exactly don't know what is the value for one person, it is within the range, right? So basically, we'll find the mid value, right? So this will be for us here. 150 is not included. We can just add them and divide by 2. And as you can see here, each value is going up by 100. Correct? So let's just do a rough work here, which is if I add 150 to 250, I get what? This is 10, 1, 400. Divide by 2 will give us 200. Correct? So the mid value here is 200. In this case, we're just adding 100 each, so it becomes 300. So these are simple steps to do calculations, right? Since the calculator is not allowed, and we can save some time by doing these types of calculations. So here, we know the frequency Fi, we call this normally Xi. So we'll multiply both these terms. So we'll multiply Fi, let me now make it on this side. So we'll multiply each, right? So when you multiply 1 times 200, you get 200 here. With 311, so we get 3300. With 5, 20, right? So 2000. With 0, we get 0. And with 3, 1800. So now here we are going to add all this. When you add, hundreds will give us 2 zeros. And then 2 plus 3 is 5. And 8, 13, 3, 1. So 4, 5, 6, and 1, 7. So we get 17,300, right? So that is what we get. We need to estimate the mean of weekly earning. So mean of weekly earning is equal to sum of Xi and Fi over the total, which is 20, right? Because it is of 20 persons. So in this case, this is equal to 7,300 divided by 20. Correct? So when you divide, you get 7 divided by 2 gives us 3. So, and then 13, 6, and 10 will give us 5. So 365 is the mean worth. So we'll write this value as 365. Is it clear to you? So this is how we're going to find the mean, which is somewhere here, correct? Okay. Now, second part of this question is, Nadia says the mean may not be the best average to use to represent this information. Do you agree with Nadia? The answer definitely is yes. You must justify your answer, right? Okay. So as you can see, most people are actually earning much lower than 360. Do you see that? Mainly because of an outlier. So there are 3 persons. So I'll provide the reason here. Since there are only 3 persons earning much higher. So these are outliers. So these are like outliers, right? So these are like outliers. We exactly will not say outliers. The better estimate will be for average earning will be what? Will be median. Right. So in such cases where there is a long gap, right? There's a lot of gap between this average of 400 and 600, correct? So most people are earning in the lower half of the group. So median is a better average. Perfect. So if you find median, you'll get somewhere between here, which will be 300, which really represents the average, correct? So you say yes. yes, median is a better average, as here few persons, we say very few persons, namely 3, are earning much higher. So if that is the case, in that case we should use median as the indicator for average. Question 28. Here is a rectangle. All measurements are in centimeters. The area of the rectangle is 48. So area is given to us as 48 centimeters square. Show that y is 3. Okay, so area is given. So area is length into width. We know area is length times width. So in this case, we can say 2x plus 6 times y is the area. Now, since this is a rectangle, we have opposite sides equal, so that should help us to find the value of x. So we could work out that 2x plus 6 should be equal to 5x minus 9, right? So these are opposite sides. Of rectangle. They must be equal, right? So bringing them together, 6 plus 9 equals to 5x minus 3x, which is 15, equals to 2x, right? Oh, sorry, 5x minus 2x, sorry. This is 2x, so 5x minus 2x is 3x. So 15 divided by 3 is x, which is 5. So we'll substitute x equals to 5 here. We know area is 48, and we know x is equal to 5. So we can write this as 48 equals to 2 times 5 plus 6 times y. So we have 48 equals to 10 plus 6 times y. So we have 48 equals to 16y, or 48 over 16 equals to y, which is 3, right? So that is how you're going to show it. Clear? We are almost at the end. 2 more questions to go. 29. Brogan needs to draw the graph of y equals to x squared plus 1. Here is her graph. Right. One thing that is wrong about Brogan's graph. Well, it should be a smooth curve, right? So the graph of y equals to x squared plus 1 should be a smooth curve, right? That is what it is. So basically, we have those sharp corners which should not be there. Correct? So that is what, right? Not set of straight lines. With corners, correct? Or sharp edges, you can say, or you can say sharp edges. Is that clear, right? So that is how you're going to explain. Now here is the last question, which is worth 2 marks. Question number 30. In a sale, normal price of a book is reduced by 30%. The sale price of the book is 2.80. Work out the normal price. So we say let the normal price be let's say n, right? So in that case, 30% of normal means, so 30% less of normal equals to 70% of normal, which means 0.7n, and this is given to us as 2.80, correct? So n is 2.80 divided by 0.7, which is 28 divided by 7, which is 4, right? So we get 4 pounds as our answer, correct? We could write this as 4.00 as our answer. So that is how we are going to answer this question. So I hope you understand and appreciate how we should be going about to solve such test papers. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that would be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.